Hello and welcome to the channel, Gavaxman Spins. Today's video is I'm going to do a couple of competition catch-ups today. So first up is MGK Boston, and he set himself the very modest task of gaining a trillion subscribers competition. So if he manages to do that, he's going to send us a piece of pie baked by his wife. So hopefully that'll be in time for Easter. So trillion subscribers should be doable. So let's see what he's asked. So 10 questions. First one is if you want to go on vacation, where would you go? This is a question close to my heart. So cast your minds back to lockdown. I had two trips booked at Vienna. That was all booked, done, paid for. Sadly that one got torpedoed. Got the money back fortuitously. And then the other one was Vegas. That was all planned, money set aside. That was for my 50th, and that got torpedoed as well. So those are the two places I'd like to go back to. It's not going to happen anytime soon though, because since lockdown, our cat's got a bit older, and one of them goes on hunger strike if he goes in a cattery. So it's kind of torpedoed travel plans at the moment. And we thought, well, it won't be for long. They won't be here forever. 4 years on, they're still going. So bless their cotton socks. So the next questions 2 and 3 were a little bit close to saying you hate something. I try my very best not to do hate videos on this channel because there's a lot of negativity in the world, isn't there? So yes, you won't get any of those kind of things on this channel. But I thought I'd pick a couple of genres that as far as I want to go in that kind of category. So it's obligatory when you hit a certain age, you start going, oh, jazz, nice. But some jazz is actually not that nice. And unfortunately, this CD, I bought it was a couple of quid. And it's one of the few CDs in my lifetime I've never actually got all the way through and turned it off after about 15 minutes. And I'm afraid the Ornette Coleman Trio and their free jazz is not for me. So this is our music. It might be your music, but it's not mine. That's kind of push. That's that I obviously decided that type of jazz is not for me. So free jazz, sorry, not one for me. And on the opposite end, I am a bit of a rock metal head, but I like. How can I say? I don't mind heavy, but I came to a point where I thought actually this is just a little bit noisy. And this might upset one or two people, but Slayer's Rain in Blood, I listened to it once and thought it's not for me. So I know I don't mind Metallica, but the big four thrash bands, I think that's as far as I want to go. Don't mind Megadeth either, but didn't like that one very much. So right, those two extremes of music that I will not be pursuing further. However, there is some jazz I do like. And I'd quite like this album. This is a good one. I think it's regarded as a bit of a classic. So it's John Coltrane and Blue Train. Like a lot of me, Miles Davis as well. But I think I'm more on the wimpy side of jazz. So on Blue Note, it's called Blue Train. So of course HMV did it in green vinyl. Bless them. And then the next question is show a country and western artist. So again, it's a genre of music I'm not a massive fan of. I'm afraid it is country and western, but I think we can all agree that Johnny Cash was the dude. If you've ever seen that film, I Walk the Line, it's great, isn't it? It's really well done in that film, and love all those American recordings at the end. But these prison albums are just fab. So this is the at San Quentin in front of an audience of prisoners, as pictured on the back there. Classic. Can't say any more about that. So brilliant album. Right, question 6. Show your favourite sports star sports team. Now, if you were a child of the 70s in the UK, there was a show on TV, and I'll start dotting some pictures around the screen, called Superstars, and they got various athletes of the day from all types of sports to basically compete against each other. So they do mad things like cycling challenges, judo, weightlifting, swimming, you name it, they kind of did it. And you'd have footballers, track and field athletes, some really big names, so Kevin Keegan and Daley Thompson were probably mine too, Brian Jacks, the judo fella. And there's a legendary bit of footage where Kevin Keegan is so desperate to win that he falls off his bike and kind of he wrecks all his arm and all that. You would not get that today. The old agents would be there, the insurance people would be there, the football management to say no chance, you're not going to let our prized Erling Haaland hurtle around a cycle track. But I think it was brilliant. So I always get very nostalgic for superstars of the 70s. So all of those guys deserve our kind of respect. Question 7, my own endurance event. This is a concert memory. So back in pre-internet days, if you wanted to go and see bands, there's a couple of ways of doing it. There was the send a postal order or a blank cheque through the post and hope that you got your tickets the other end. And then there was also the old queue outside the venue. So for the bigger bands, that might involve not only queuing in the morning, you might have to get there the night before and queue overnight. So I only did it once to see the mighty U2 on the Zoo TV indoor leg at the Birmingham NEC. It was in the summer fortuitously when the tickets went on sale. So me and a mate grabbed our sleeping bags and our sandwiches and trotted down there about 9 o'clock at night thinking there'd be nobody there, and crikey, there was already a few hundred people in front of us. But we got our tickets. By the time the morning came and you started waking up and lingering up to go and get them, there were thousands and thousands of people there. But it was great. In fact, I remember queuing up for the gig more than the actual gig. People were singing the songs, there were ghetto blasters. It was a really good night, and I slept in a hedge. So So the things you do for your favourite bands, But great memories those were. Okay, question 8 is shout out a new channel. So I'm coming up to nearly a year now of doing these videos. So it's nice to see that I'm now probably am I an old one? I don't know, whatever I am. But there's a new channel that I came across not long ago. The lady's called Thea, and the channel is Totally Content. I'll put some links in the description to the channel. Quite new. She's on a quest to rebuild a stolen record collection, and that's what she's doing. Did a nice video on mixtape breakup dumping songs. That was quite a good one as well. So go check Thea out at Totally Content. And question 9, show an album from a Canadian artist. Well, if you're doing Canada, you have to choose Rush, don't you? So I'm going to show Archives, which is their first 3 albums all gathered in one nice little gatefold package. And when I was a young man in the 80s, and I was buying a lot of Rush things, like I was a big fan of albums like Grace Under Pressure, Signals. I used to see this one and I could never afford it. And then when I was much older and did the old vinyl revival, I saw this for a whole £4 in a record shop, and it's absolutely fine as well, plays beautifully, and it's one of my most treasured things. So I waited a long time to get that. Love that artwork, great, isn't it? So Rush would be my Canadian band. And finally, show an album from the year that you were born. So I am old, 1970, so I chose a bit of Elton John. This is his, I think, second proper album, and it contains Your Song, good album this is actually. Take Me to the Pilot, that's another good one. 60 Years On, Border Song, it's covered by Aretha Franklin. Nice gatefold. Now, when I bought this about 5 or 6 years ago, and a lot Elton John records were well played in the day. So I've got some that my mum and dad's are in good nick, and I bought some online and spotting record shops, but this one was immaculate in terms of the actual cover. And I was thinking, I hope the record's okay, because it's quite quiet music, so if it's too crackly it can kind of spoil it. But this one is lovely, and it sounds awesome. So it's on the DJM label, and this is a UK original. I'm going to attempt to do this with a torch, because the beauty of all these very early Elton John albums, they are, you might just pick it up there, when you hold them up to the light, they are translucent. There you go. So they're like a purpley cover. That's coming across quite well, isn't it? There you go. So like a translucent purple vinyl when held up to the light. So there you go. So hope that gives you an idea. It's hard to do that, but they sound immense. And if you like your Elton John, these DJM copies are wonderful sounding, probably still the best way to get them. Produced by the late great Gus Dujon, and brilliant albums they are. So there you go. So there you go. So 10 questions. I managed to do that in 10 minutes. So MGK Boston, go check his channel out. He's set himself a very modest task of 1 trillion subscribers, so that should be easy. He should have that done by tea time, shouldn't he? And I'm off to go and watch some YouTube clips of superstars and bask in some nostalgia. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one, which shouldn't be too long because I've got another competition video to film next because I'm a little bit behind and the closing dates are coming up. So over and out, Gavaxman Spins. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that type of stuff. Leave your comments in the videos if you too are a child of the 70s and remember Kevin Keegan hurtling around a bike track. Thanks for watching.